Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how you can make this really cute checkered bag. You can use it as a makeup pouch, stationery bag. You can put your notebooks or small books in it. So let's begin. First we'll make a chain. It should be 63 stitches long. I'm using white yarn as a base. You can use whichever color you want. I've tried to make this video a little bit beginner friendly, so I'm showing a lot of steps very slowly so you can follow along. Once you've reached the desired length, loop the yarn around the hook as I'm doing here. Insert the loop in the third stitch. Pull through. You should have 3 lines or through 3 loops on your hook. Loop the hook again around the working yarn. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. As you can see, there is only a single loop left on the hook. We are going to repeat the process, yarn over and insert in the next stitch without skipping any. This will give us our third double crochet. Insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through again. We have to make a total of 5 double crochets. But before completing the 5th double crochet, we have to change the color, so we'll change the yarn. Here you can see there are 2 loops left and I am inserting the purple yarn. Don't worry, I'm gonna show it to you how to do it and you can see how slowly I'm doing it and follow along. We have to pull the purple yarn through both the white loops until we have a single loop left and our 5th double crochet is complete. Here we have 2 yarns of purple. The smaller one is the tail and the longer one is our working yarn. Now we have 2 working yarn. One was our white one and the second is the purple one. We'll let go of the white one and start with the purple one. The process is same. Yarn over, insert in the next stitch, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Except now we are working with the purple yarn. So you can see that I'm holding the white yarn and the purple yarn along with chain to keep everything nice and tucked in. We're gonna wanna make 5 purple double crochets here. Keep working and keep counting until you reach the 5th one, but do not complete it. We will again be changing colors, but you can use the same color or you can introduce another color at this point. I'm counting for you all to show you that there are almost 5 double crochets and 2 loops are left. It is important to count them because otherwise we'll have an uneven number and it's not gonna look good. Here you can see that I've let go of the purple yarn and picked up the white yarn again and I'm completing the double crochet. Yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch without skipping any and pull through. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. So this is the basic method. We are going to repeat it. We are going to make 5 double crochets of white, and as usual we are not going to complete the 5th one and we'll change the colors. You have to do this and complete the entire row. I'll show you a little bit and then complete the rest of it off camera. So the entire row is almost complete. Only the last double crochet of the row is left, and as you can see there are still 2 loops left on the hook. So we're going to complete that by changing colors. I'm trying to get this into focus. So as usual we're going to let go of the purple yarn, give it a slight tug as you've seen, and pull through the white one. I'm pulling the purple yarn slightly so that our stitches are nice and tight but not too tight. We'll make 3 chains. and turn our work. Still we are working with the white yarn. Yarn over, we're gonna skip first stitch and insert in the next stitch. It's the same drill. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull to 2 and pull to 2, and we are gonna repeat the same method of making 5 double crochets and not completing the fifth one, changing colors and then repeating the process with the different color. That is basically the entire gist of it. Keep it in mind that we have to continue counting and do not miscount because it's not gonna look good. We have to make 5 double crochets every single time. And I'm showing you my work and doing very slowly so you can follow along easily. Okay, so a little pause here, stop working and do not continue. You can see that I'm taking the purple yarn diagonally. You do not have to do that. What you can do is, while turning our work, when we're doing that, you can take the purple yarn and place it close to the line of working so it's stuck properly and we can use it later. This will help you decide later that which part you want to make the wrong side of the bag and the right side of the bag. Also, it will not look clean, so don't do that. Instead, keep the yarn that we are not working with along the row that we are working on. For example, the white yarn you can see here, it is parallel to the row that we are working on. I realized this mistake later and corrected it, but you don't have to make this mistake. I'm telling you ahead of time. Let's continue working and let's complete our row with alternative colors. We have reached the end of the row and you can see that I'm making the final double crochets here. It's really important to count the crochets because as you can see it seems like the row has ended, but if you count there are only 4 purple double crochets, so you really have to look for the last stitch that you are going to use to make the last double crochet. So we have to be very careful about this. You make sure that you are counting, otherwise you're gonna miss one and it's not gonna look good. Again, last 2 loops are left and we are gonna change the color and chain 3 again and turn our work. It's the same process we're gonna repeat. Turn the work and start making our double crochet of the third round. Skip the first stitch and make the double crochet. By now you should know what's gonna happen. You should be well versed in the process. We're gonna start making our white double crochets, 5 each, and then before completing the 5th one we have to change the colors. So let's do that and start making our rows. Just keep counting, do not miss the last stitch. You have to count to make sure that there are 5 double crochets of each color. Completing the last double crochet, chaining 3. As you can see, we have made 3 rows so far. You can make as many rows as you want. Just follow the same process and keep in mind the important points. I've made 13 rows here because that's how long I wanted it to be. You can make as many rows as you want. As you can see that here I'm about to finish the 13th row. Usually up to this point what we have been doing is that after we are done with the final stitch we used to chain 3 and turn our work. Here what we're gonna do is when we make the first chain, instead of going for the second chain are gonna pull it a bit longer because we are finishing our work and we are gonna cut it and tie our work. Make sure that while cutting the yarn it has to be a bit longer, and especially when you're a beginner, because it will help you tie your work properly. And if you don't have enough yarn it will gonna cause you a bit of problem. To be extra sure and secure the yarn properly, I'm tying both of these ends together in knots. These knots will help you secure your work and you will be stress free that your work will not come undone. Here's how your work should look like. See, the colors are stacked alternatively like bricks. After tying the knot or two, weave the loose ends with the help of a darning needle. When you're done weaving and if you still see that there are still some yarn left hanging from here or there, so what we're gonna do is choppy chop and cut them to ensure that our work has a cleaner finish. One panel of our main pouch is ready. Repeat the same process to make another. I've done it off camera. At this point, you can stitch the 3 sides and left one for the opening. It will also work. The only difference there will be is that your pouch will be a little bit slimmer. Let me show you my zipper and where I would like to place it. As you can see, it's slightly bigger. You can get any size you like. You can see that the zipper is longer than the bag, but that's okay. I don't want to cut it. As I mentioned before, you can end the work here or you can add a bit of a volume. So that's what I'm doing here. Repeat the process of the foundation chain. Chain 12, yarn over, skip 2 and insert the hook in the third. Let me show you. As you can see, I have used white yarn as a base here as well. Now yarn over, pull through in the third one, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Repeat until we have 5 white double crochets. Change color, make 5 purple double crochets, change color, and we are done. Look at the finished strip. Now we're gonna chain 3, turn our work, and start again. Notice that how I am tucking in the purple working yarn. Skipping the first stitch, insert the hook into the next, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Now repeat without skipping. The steps here are basically the same. So if you have been carefully following along, then you should have a nice stacked wall of alternative colors. Okay, so here I am measuring the length of this strap as I've made the main piece 12 row high. So this piece will be 13 into 2 and some more to cover the baseline. Here, the length of the strap is 30 rows high. Now I'm showing you cloth for the inner lining. Unfortunately, I made it smaller, so I didn't end it in the end product. But I've kept the footage so that if you have cloth for the lining, you can make one. It would be really good for the longevity of the bag. Here I'm assembling everything and now I'm gonna make two straps for covering the either side of the zipper. This step is optional but highly recommended because it will give a cleaner look. Not to mention the support it's gonna give so you can stretch the bag without damaging it. At this point we all know the drill, a knot and a chain. So we are gonna make a chain of 7. Done with the foundation chain, yarn over, skip 2 and insert the hook in the third one. Pull through 2 and hold through 2. We will be making 5 double crochet here for each row and there will be no cover change. We will be making a total of 30 rows here. If you want, you can adjust the length to your liking. You can add more rows or reduce the number of rows. So I'll go ahead and complete it and you can work along. After making two individual straps, our individual parts are ready to be assembled into a bag. This is a time where you can decide which panel space you want to be the wrong side of the bag and which one you want to be the right side of the bag. If you have some yarn hanging out of your work or some places messy, you can choose that side to be the wrong side. After making the decision, the pieces are ready to be stitched. I've assembled my pieces in such a way that I have alternating colors as you can see here. There's white, purple, white, purple, white, purple. In order to stitch the pieces together, I'm using white yarn because it was the base color that I've used. To be on the safe side, take the yarn twice as long as the length of our three sides. It should be enough to stitch all these pieces together. I'm first stitching one main piece to the strap and will try to match it and align it as precisely as I can. But don't worry if there are quirks because that gives character to our bag and which makes it unique and ours. Here I'm focusing on the corner. Oopsie. The side facing me are the wrong side or the inside of the bag. So I'm inserting the needle from one corner to the other. Basically what we have to do is get the thread through both of the sides of the bag and then tie a knot to secure our stitches. Again, I'm doing it slowly so you can watch what I'm saying and what I'm doing and can follow along. Okay, so this part is really important. So here I'm tying a knot to secure my work and it's very important to do so. And if you want, if you're paranoid like me, you have to make two knots because we don't want our work to come undone. So be careful and be generous with the tail of the yarn. Leave enough that we can tie and secure it at the end. Let's start stitching, but keep the alignment in mind. You can use a stitch marker or a scrap yarn to help you with this. I'm using a white yarn, but you do not have to do this. A different color marker would help to differentiate because we have to get them out after we're done working. I've lost a bit of a footage here, but basically you have to repeat the same process with the other part too until you have a sack like this. And now it's time to stitch the cover of the zipper and the zipper itself. I want to attach the cover and the zipper one row down, but you can actually start from the top row, it's okay. Let's stitch it like we did before. I'm showing a bit how I'm gonna stitch it. We have to attach both the opposite pieces one row below the top. A close-up of my work so you can see how it's going to happen. After attaching the flaps or the cover, it's time to add the zipper. I'm going to use a regular thread and a needle for this part. Where I'm deciding how I want to stitch my zipper, you can follow along. I'm deciding what the length of it and the placement of it would be. I've decided not to cut the zipper as it is longer than the bag. So I'm thinking about attaching it in the inside of the bag. When adding the zipper, make sure that you are stitching it in such a way that you can zip and unzip your bag without a fuss and without it getting tucked in the yarn. Ta-da! After attaching your zipper, your bag is ready. You can see how spacious it is and the zipper will keep your things safe. If you want, you can make another strap and make it as a strap of your bag and you can use it as a purse. Hope you love your new bag. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, comment them down below. Please like the video if you find this tutorial useful and subscribe. If you have any requests for tutorials, write them down below too. See you with another tutorial soon. Take care.